Okay, tonight you're going to have to listen very, very carefully because the name of the book is Miss Millie Goes to Philly. And this is Miss Millie, and sometimes Miss Millie uses the wrong word for things. So you're going to have to listen and catch when she uses the wrong word. So she's taking her class on a field trip. Our teacher, Miss Millie, is really silly. Every day she says something funny such as, "How are you?" "We're fine, Miss Millie," we say. "How are you?" One day Miss Millie says, "Remember, we're going on a field trip to Philadelphia on Monday. Please hand in your permission slips." "Don't be silly, Miss Millie," we yell. "You mean please hand in our permission slips." Miss Millie smiles. "And if you're really good, we'll have men from Mars on the way home." We think and think, but we can't figure it out. Men from Mars? What do you mean? Miss Millie just smiles and says, "Wait and see." On the day of the trip, Miss Millie hands out name tags. "Put on your name, badgers." She says, "We know what you mean. Our name badges." We line up to get on the bus. "All aboard," says Miss Millie. "Take your seats on the platypus, and we'll be on our way to Philadelphia." "Not the platypus. You mean school bus." We have a good time on the bus. We play games and sing songs. Finally, Miss Millie says, "I wish you would be quiet. We're making an ocelot of noise." "Shh, Miss Millie," we whisper. "We wish you'd quiet down. You're making an awful lot of noise." "We wish you would be quiet. You're making an ocelot of noise." Pretty soon we get to Independence Park. Before we get off the bus, Miss Millie tells us some field trip rules. Please stay together, use quiet voices, hold hands with your buddy. We don't want any lost chickens. "Don't be silly, Miss Millie," we say. "You mean hold hands. You don't want any lost children." We see many interesting things in Philadelphia. Miss Millie tells us all about them. First, we go to Independence Hall. "See the bear George Washington sat on?" she asks. "Not the bear, we giggle. You mean chair." "Follow me. I want you to see the Liberty Bowl," says Miss Millie. "Don't be silly, Miss Millie. You don't mean bowl, you mean bell." We see a statue of Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin started the first library and fire department in Philly, says Miss Millie. He did a lot for the kitty of Philadelphia. "Miss Millie, you mean city of Philadelphia." After sightseeing, it's time for a rest. We sit under a tree. I pack snacks in our picnic basket, says Miss Millie. Basket? Silly, Miss Millie. Don't you mean our picnic basket? After we eat, Miss Millie says, "Next stop, Betsy Ross's mouse." No, Miss Millie, we say, "You mean Betsy Ross's house." When we get there, Mrs. Millie explains this is where Betsy Ross might have sewn the first American flag. Look at the 13 starfish. One starfish for every colony. You're so silly, Mrs. Millie. Not starfish. Stars. Finally, our trip to Philly is over. You've been all so good, it's time for a treat, says Mrs. Millie. She stops at a cart and buys us ice cream bars. Men from Mars, she says. Ah, men from Mars ice cream bars. Silly Mrs. Millie. We laugh. Mrs. Millie laughed too. At last we climb on the bus and ride back to school. We've had a lot of fun, we tell her when we get back. Me moo, says Mrs. Millie. We line up at the door to go home. Goodbye, Mrs. Millie, we call. Can we go again next monkey? Miss Millie says, you pet.